right, well, it's Memorial Day today, and I thought I would share a couple memories of my grandparents. We came up and we put some flowers on their gravesite. This is for my grandpa Hansen. He always liked carnations. We couldn't find carnations that looked like it over here. There you show the flowers. And anyway, he liked this. He was a real avid gardener, and he loved flowers. He had one of the most beautiful yards on First Street, and he would do all sorts of really cool stuff and have really neat flowers to look at. So he always enjoyed doing his flowers. When he got older, he wasn't able to, and then he hired somebody to come do it because he loved them so much. So we got him some flowers, and then and he passed away in 1992, so quite a while ago. But he was born in 1914, and he did serve in the armed forces. So it's a fitting that we remember him on the Memorial Day as well. Now this, I know this looks a little crazy, but this is for my Grandma Hansen. We called her Candy Grandma, or my kids did. But she always loved cattails. Or they called them pussy willows.
No, pussy willows and cattails are different.
Are they?
Cattails.
Oh, okay, these are cattails. Well, I think she liked pussy willows, so I got that wrong.
Yeah.
But anyway, they kind of look the same, don't they?
Oh, they're both fuzzy.
Okay, anyway. So we got this. She always liked really a lot of different kind of cool colors, so I did that for her. But Grandma, okay, you can go this way now. Here, let's turn this way where we have pretty flowers and stuff behind us. So anyway, Grandma, the things I remember about her is that she was always very social. Loved to sit around the table, drink a cup of coffee.
Shopping?
Loved to go shopping. She liked to play cribbage. I remember playing cribbage with her quite a bit, and she always beat me. She's really good at that. But she was a pastry chef when she was younger and did all the pies and the cakes and the donuts at the restaurant where Grandma and Grandpa owned a restaurant called Hansen's Cafe. But very cool people. They're very missed, and they were very special people in our lives, and we're remembering them today. The other folks that are up here in the Hoquiam Cemetery are my Grandma and Grandpa Moyer, and they were also very special people, a whole lot different personalities than Grandma and Grandpa Hansen. I remember Grandpa Moyer really enjoying popcorn. He kind of taught me to like popcorn like my dad likes popcorn. The Moyer family loves popcorn. And I remember going over to his house watching science fiction on the television, and Grandpa would always pop popcorn. And the weird thing was he liked milk with his popcorn, which is really weird. Most people don't drink milk with popcorn, but he did. But he'd always have like a soda or something in there for me because I like to have root beer or something like that. So that was pretty cool. Now Grandma Moyer, on the other hand, was completely different. She wasn't as fun-loving as Grandpa Moyer was, but she was quite hilarious because she was a good cook, and I remember her having a drawer in the bottom of their dresser that it smelled old. I don't know how to describe it, but it had the storybook The Gingerbread Man in it, and I'll never forget that. I don't know why. But she would always get that out and read that to me, and I thought that was kind of cool. And she also, I remember her having a little tiny dog named Tina. Tina was it was before Paris Hilton was famous for having little dogs. Grandma had one. But anyway, it was weird too because she really wasn't an animal lover, but she liked Tina. So this is their place right here. It's kind of far up, and I put the beautiful red flowers for Grandpa because he really liked that, and then for Grandma some daisies and hydrangeas for her. Okay, there you go. That's Grandma and Grandpa Moyer and some memories. One more set of people to remember, and we'll be done. Well, here we are at the cemetery in Aberdeen. This is the Fernhill Cemetery, and this is where some very special people of, well, kind of like family to me, are buried. The Whitlocks, Richard, or Dick, as we called him, and Catherine, who my daughter's named after. Right there's Catherine's thing. She died right before we got married. Amy, you met her once? Twice?
Twice, I think twice.
But she was a very, very special lady. Here's their thing there. And this is the flowers that we picked out for them. Got some daisies and some hydrangeas and a pretty, are those poppies or what would you call those red flowers?
Not sure.
Not sure either. But anyway, here, Catherine, you can hold that for me. And I can tell you some of my memories of them. Let me see. For Mr. Whitlock, I got to really enjoy learning a lot about music from him. He was an avid, loved music. He wasn't a musician himself, other than he could play the harmonica really well. And I got to hear him do that quite a bit, which was cool. But he played the harmonica, and he also loved Willie Nelson, just loved Willie Nelson. In fact, he played all the different albums for me. Actually got me into listening to albums and record albums and different things like that, and had a great time recording at his house. He had a little microphone and stereo equipment, and he really got me into that. In fact, every Saturday we would go down to Payless. Could you stop the dog from barking? Thanks. Every Saturday we would go down to Payless, which is Rite Aid now, and we would check out 45s. They were singles. That was pretty cool, and we would buy them for, I can't remember, they were $1.47 or something like that, and we'd take them home and listen to them and record them and put them on cassette tapes and stuff. But Dick was a very, very special guy. He always loved listening to the music that I created, and he was just a really neat guy. Very cool. Now, Catherine, on the other hand, Mrs. Whitlock is what we called her. She was one of the most special ladies I ever knew. She was the one who introduced me to Sesame Street, and when my mom was working full-time and my dad was working full-time, I would go over to their house, the Whitlock's house, and Mrs. Whitlock would take care of me, and she was always someone who talked and shared, and just a really, really neat lady that cared about me, and I learned a whole lot of stuff from her and experienced a whole lot of things at her house. She was a great lady, and like I say, she passed away right before Amy and I got married, so I miss her quite a bit, but she was a very, very special lady. So those are some of the memories that I have of Dick and Catherine. Very, very cool people, and you should have known them. They were really cool. I actually wrote a song about Mrs. Whitlock that maybe someday I will release and you can hear it. But anyway, so here we are, the beautiful, beautiful view here. You can look off and see Grace Harbor in the distance there. Beautiful sight here. But anyway, that's Memorial Day. I hope everybody enjoyed a few memories of mine, of some very, very special people of mine that I miss quite a bit. So happy Memorial Day, and thank you to all the men and women who served our country and gave their lives or have gone on before us to help us to stay free. That's a pretty cool thing. So happy Memorial Day. God bless you, and I'll see you later.